Hi, everybody. Captain Lou here with another extravagant few minutes live on the Captain Lou Extravaganza Facebook page and 12-Ounce Sports. Also, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, 12-Ounce Sports. You can get all of our programming live and archived. It's that simple. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. May the 11th, 2025. Wow. These Stanley Cup playoffs and the NBA playoffs, no lead is safe, and home ice and home court advantage, it doesn't seem to mean a thing. Let's go first to the NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs Eastern Conference. Unless you're Carolina, they've got home ice advantage now. A 4-0 shutout last night in Game 3. Freddie Anderson with his 4th career Stanley Cup playoff shutout. Carolina, as I mentioned, now 2-1 with their lead. They've got Game 4 tomorrow night in Carolina. Out west we go. And it's the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. Edmonton went to Vegas and won the first 2 games there, snatching home ice advantage and a 2-0 lead. Game 3, they jumped out to a 2-0 lead, but then a couple of goals, 52 seconds apart for the Golden Knights. They tied it up at 2, went ahead 3-2, and then it was Connor McDavid with 3:01 left to go in regulation time, tying it up at 3. Looked like they were headed to overtime. But Riley Smith, he got a deflection off the stick of Leon Draisaitl. At first, they waved it off, but after they looked at it, they saw that the puck actually hit the camera behind the net. 0.4 of a second left to go in regulation time, and Edmonton falls to Vegas. Vegas gets the big win. They cut that lead to 2-1, 4-3. They beat the Edmonton Oilers. Game 4 in that series is tomorrow night. Tonight, 2 big games as they ship the series between Winnipeg and Dallas down to Dallas for Game 3. Those 2 teams all knotted up at 1. And then also coming up, that's the opener at 4:30 Eastern time. And then tonight, it's going to be the Maple Leafs and it's going to be the Florida Panthers. The Maple Leafs in Florida with a 2-1 lead there. In the NBA last night, it was the Minnesota Timberwolves. They went to Golden State with that series all tied up at 1, and they were down going into the 4th quarter, but they outscored the Golden State Warriors by 9 to take a 102-97 win. So the Timberwolves now with a 2-1 lead in that one. And then Boston giving the Knicks a 2-0 lead as the Knicks took 2 straight from Boston in Boston. Well, they went to Madison Square Garden, that so-called hallowed grounds of Madison Square Garden, and Boston put on a clinic. They won going away 115-93. So the Celtics say they're not dead yet. They've got an opportunity to get back and knot it up tomorrow night, Game 4 in that one. But today in Game 3, we've got the Thunder in Denver to take on the Nuggets. The Nuggets with a 2-1 lead, looking to really put some space between them and Oklahoma City. And also, how about the Pacers and the Cavaliers? The Pacers went into Cleveland and dominated Cleveland 2 straight there to get home court advantage. But then in Game 3, it was all Cleveland. We'll see if the Cavaliers can keep up the momentum in that one to try to tie it up at 2 games apiece. Major League Baseball, yesterday we talked about the dominance of the American League Central, all the teams on winning streaks. Well, how about that? We put the Maloik on them, didn't we? Texas went into Detroit, evened up the weekend series with a big win, 10-3 over the Tigers. Philadelphia thumped Cleveland 7-1. It was Boston hammering Kansas City 10-1. But the Twins, hey, they've won 7 straight. They took care of San Francisco 2-1. So Detroit still with a 2.5-game lead over the Guardians. They are tied with the best record in baseball with the San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers got beat by Arizona yesterday 3-0. And the Padres, boy, they put the wood to Colorado. Colorado got outscored. I think they've given up like 58 runs in the last 4 or 5 games. San Diego scored 3 touchdowns on Colorado yesterday, 21-0. That shutout win. All right, well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got Today in Sports History and a whole lot more right here on an extravagant few minutes on 12-Ounce Sports and the Captain Lou Extravaganza Facebook page. Welcome back, everybody, to an extravagant few minutes here on 12-Ounce Sports and the Captain Lou Extravaganza Facebook page. All right, let's take an extravagant look at today in sports history. In 1963, Sandy Koufax threw a second career no-hitter, beating Juan Marichal and the San Francisco Giants 8-0. In 1968, in the first Stanley Cup playoff of the expansion era, it was the Montreal Canadiens taking care of the St. Louis Blues 3-2 to complete a 4-game sweep. In 1980, Pete Rose of the Philadelphia Phillies stole second, third, and home in the same inning to lead the Phillies to a victory. And in 2009, Patrick Kane scored his first career hat trick for the Chicago Blackhawks. And also, kind of a novelty, in 1977, Ted Turner, the owner of the Braves, became the manager of the Braves as he managed the game for the Atlanta Braves. Birthdays today on May the 11th, Bobby Witt Sr. He turned 61. Eric Young, ball player for the Colorado Rockies, turns 58. Matt Leinart, ex-USC quarterback, he turns 42. Cam Newton turns 36 today. And longtime New York Times columnist, ESPN, the sports reporters, that is Mike Lupica. He turns 73. All right, that's going to do it for another extravagant few minutes and today in sports history. Happy Mother's Day again. Enjoy your day, all the mothers out there. We appreciate everything that you do, and enjoy this beautiful day. All right, that's going to do it. We want to thank you for welcoming us into your homes, on your computers, your laptops, iPhones, however you watched us around the world right here on 12-Ounce Sports. Until next time, Captain Lou saying keep your heads up, keep your sticks down, keep your feet moving, and as always, keep your minds open.